Welcome to Middle Math Academy, Exponents Level Number 1. This is part of our Order of Operations Differentiated series. Make sure to check out levels 2 through 4 if you want any more Order of Operations practice. Let's get started. Today is I can write exponents in exponential, expanded, and standard form. Pause the video and rate yourself before the lesson. How confident do you feel in this learning target? 1 is the least amount of confident, 5 is the greatest amount of confidence. At the end of the lesson, once we've gotten some more practice, we'll come back and rate ourselves again. Now let's get started on some notes. As a reminder, this video is not going to go over every single problem, so it's really important that you write what I write and that you make sure to pay attention to the examples. That way, when you're practicing on your own, you feel super confident. Let's take a look at the parts of an exponent. So when we look at an exponent, we can see we have a big number like we normally see in math, and then we have a small number in the top right corner. So when you're writing exponents, it's really important that your exponent is small and in the corner so that this looks like 7 to the 4th power and not 74. Our big number in an exponent is called the base. Make sure to write with me. And then the small number in the top right corner is the exponent. And like I just mentioned, the way we would say this out loud is 7, our base, to the 4th power. Now, remember, you can always pause the video if you need more time. So I want you to write this with me as well. And think to yourself, how would we say this out loud? We would say 10 to the 5th power. What about this? 14 to the 6th power. So there are two special rules when we write exponents and when we say them out loud. If anything is ever to the 2nd power, we say squared. So let's write that down first. When a number is to the 2nd power, it is called squared. So instead of saying 6 to the 2nd power, we would say 6 squared. And there's just one more rule. Whenever we have a number that's to the 3rd power, we call that cubed. So we would not say 8 to the 3rd power. Instead, we would say 8 cubed. So 2nd power squared, 8th or 3rd power cubed. Everything else is just to the power of. 14 to the 6th power, 10 to the 5th power. Now, powers are mathematical expressions that mean repeated multiplication. That's all it is. So, the base, our big number, that's what you're multiplying over and over again. So in this example, you'd be doing 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. In this example, we'd be multiplying 10 over and over again, 14 over and over again, 6 over and over again. So your base is what you multiply over and over. The base is what is multiplied. Now, the exponent tells us how many times the base is multiplied. So if we have 7 to the 4th power, that means 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. The base is 7. That's what we're multiplying over and over again. And the exponent is 4. That's how many times we multiplied it. And then you can just plug it in your calculator. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 is 2,401. The beauty of self-paced learning is you can pause the video if you need more time, so please don't hesitate. I know I was going kind of fast there. Let's do a couple examples and then you'll practice some on your own. If you think back to our learning target is to write exponents in 3 forms. Here are the 3 forms we're writing them in. Exponential, and you can see the word exponent in this form. That's where we literally write it like 6 to the 4th power, 10 to the 5th power. We have expanded form, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's when you write it out like we did up here. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. And then we have standard form, which is just our answer. So let's go ahead and practice a couple of these. So when I see this first one right here, expanded form is filled in. I know whatever we're multiplying over and over again, that's our base. So I'm going to go ahead and make 3 our base. And then how many times do we multiply 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 to the 4th power is our exponential form. Go ahead and pause the video and I want you to write, what is this third one in exponential form? Well, we are multiplying 9 over and over again. So 9 is our base. And we multiplied it twice. So 2 is our exponent. Remember, if the exponent's the 2nd power, the way we would say this is 9 squared. Up here, we have 3 to the 4th power. All right, let's go to expanded form. Okay, so if I have 6 to the 4th power, I'm going to multiply 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Go ahead and fill in this bottom one. What would this 10 to the 5th power, what would that be in expanded form? Well, 10 is our base, so we're multiplying 10 over and over again, and we're going to do that 5 times. Perfect. And then I actually think standard form is the easiest one because you literally just multiply these. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 is 1,296. Go ahead and fill in these bottom 2 on your own, then come back to the video. For this third one, 9 times 9 is 81. And then for our last one, you should have gotten 100,000. Go ahead and flip to page 2. All right, on page 2, we're simply practicing exactly what we did in the examples. So I'll get you started and then have you practice the rest on your own. Problem A, it says rewrite in expanded form. All right, so think about expand. Okay, we're going to write 24 our base. And we're going to multiply that over and over again. Let's see how many times we'll multiply it. Well, it's to the 5th power, so we'll multiply it 5 times. And you don't have to solve. We're just writing it in expanded form. Go ahead and write the rest of these problems in expanded form, and then come back to the video. All right, let's take a look at this next section. Now it says rewrite in exponential form. Okay, so you can see that word exponent. All right, so we're going to have that small number in the top right corner. I can see in problem G that we're multiplying 3 over and over again. So that means 3 is going to be our base. I'm going to write that nice and big. Let's see what our exponent's going to be. We multiplied it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So exponential form is 3 to the 7th power. Go ahead and complete just this section and then come back to the video. All right, last section, we're going to rewrite in standard form. So if you have a calculator for this section, if your teacher's allowing it, then get that out. And let's do problem N. For problem N, I'm simply going to plug in my calculator or solve 8 times 8 times 8. And 8 times 8 times 8 is 512. Standard form is your answer when you multiply. So remember, you don't have to write this part. All I did was 8 times 8 times 8. Okay, so what you're going to do now is pause the video, complete the rest of page 2, and then come back to the video when you're ready for page 3. All right, let's take a look at page 3. Page 3 is super similar to page 2, so I'm not going to go over much, but something I see students struggle with is problem M. So go ahead and go down to problem M on page 3. So remember, standard form is simply just the answer. So when you see a problem like this, when we have a decimal as a base, you're still going to treat it the same way you would as if it wasn't a decimal. So don't get freaked out by the decimal. Okay, so in your calculator, you're going to plug in 2.4 times 2.4 times 2.4. You don't have to write this, but I'm writing it out in expanded form to help you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. So when you plug this in your calculator, you'll get a long decimal. And let's go ahead and write that. You get 79.62624. All right, so now you're going to go ahead and pause the video, complete the rest of page 3, and come back to the video when you're ready for page 4. All right, so on page 4, we can see that we have exponential, expanded, and standard form. I'm not going to fill in this table with you, but if you do need help, make sure to look back at our notes and our examples on page 1. I want to just do one problem with you. Problem E, where it says rewrite in exponential form, and we have the fractions. Okay, so similarly to the decimal problem I just went over, if we have 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2, 1/2 is a number we're multiplying over and over again. Therefore, 1/2 will be our base. And we multiplied it 3 times over and over again. So our exponent will be 3. Make sure to make that 3 small so people know it's an exponent. And the way we would say this is 1/2 cubed. Remember, to the third power is cubed, to the second power is squared. Go ahead, pause the video, complete the rest of page 4, and come back to the video when you're ready for page 5. All right, let's take a look at page 5. I'm going to get you started on 2 problems and then have you complete the rest of this page on your own. So let's look at the second row where we have the 2's. I can see that in expanded form, 2 times 2 times 2, that tells me that our base is 2, and we multiplied it 3 times, so our exponent is going to be 3. 2 cubed. Now we'll write the base here, 2, the exponent here, 3. We already have expanded form filled in, 2 times 2 times 2. So we'll write our standard form or just our answer. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Okay, so I just want to do one more problem with you. It's the second to the last problem on this page, and then you'll complete the rest on your own. So put your finger where it says 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4. All right, sometimes students have trouble on this one, and I just want to make sure that you got it. So if we're multiplying 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4, that tells me that our base is 1/4. And since we multiplied it 3 times, it'll be 1/4 cubed. So remember this column, you can't see it at the top, but this is our base. You don't have to write this. You don't have to write base and exponent, but you just can't see it in the video. But our base is 1/4. Our exponent is 3. And when we multiply fractions as review, remember, you multiply our numerator across and then our denominator across. So 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. Go ahead and pause the video, complete the rest of page 5, and come back to the video when you're ready for page 6. Let's take a look at our common misconception problem. It says, Greg said that 3 to the 4th power equals 12. Is he correct or incorrect? Explain. If he is incorrect, explain the mistake he made and what the correct answer is. Pause the video and complete this problem. Come back once you're finished. All right, let's check our work. Make sure to pay attention because this is absolutely the biggest mistake I see students make with exponents. The correct answer here is Greg is incorrect. 3 to the 4th power does not mean 3 times 4. 3 to the 4th power means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which equals 81. So go ahead and correct any errors. If you didn't have this down, no problem. That's why we go over this. And then I want you to complete the rest of page 6 and come back to the video. We have one more thing to do, so make sure to come back once you finish page 6. All right, at this point, you should have completed page 6. This video won't go over the rest of those problems. However, what we are going to do is I want you to flip back all the way to page 1. At the beginning of this lesson, we rated how confident you felt in writing exponents in 3 forms. Now you're going to rate yourself after the lesson. How confident do you feel 1 through 5 now that you've gotten some more practice? Thank you for joining us today at Middle Math Academy for Exponents level number 1 of 5 challenge level. Remember that this is part of our Order of Operations differentiated series. So if you're interested in any order of operations practice, please make sure to check out levels 2 through 5. Once again, thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day.